What are the top 5 most underrated bass baits? That's what we're going to talk about right now. Why are these baits underrated? Well, you have crankbaits and spinnerbaits, and you have a bunch of other lures that excel in a specific situation. And those lures have been in the limelight for so long. These 5, while probably everyone understands and knows about them, these are 5 that I think are very underrated. And these are in no particular order. To start off, a blade bait. It's extremely effective in cold water situations. And it mimics a baitfish with its subtle vibrations. It's great in clear water, and you can use little short hops or short lifts in your rod to make bass trigger on the bite. It has a subtle wobble that will mimic a baitfish. And a bait blade gives off a lot of flash. Number 2, the Scrounger jig head. This bait has a flexible bill on the jig head, which when paired with a fluke or a really nice swim bait, it offers a unique wobbling action. It's great for finicky bass or highly pressured lakes and ponds. And when bass are feeding on suspending baits in open water, this is one you should be using. Number 3 is a wake bait. Now, a wake bait creates a subtle ripple on the water. This ripple draws bass in who are feeding on topwater baits. This bait is great to use during calm mornings around shallow water or submerged grass. But reel it in slow and hold on to the rod. I like to use this kind of bait when I know it's during the spawn and bass are really shallow. And you can use this bait in clear water or stained water. It's a great bait because of the action that the bait puts out. My number 4 is a floating worm. Now, years ago, I got to fish with Patrick Sabile, and he had a shrimp that was a floating shrimp. And I thought, this is the craziest thing to even attempt to catch bass with. Completely wrong. A floating worm is phenomenal to create a subtle, erratic action that bass trigger in on. You can just twitch it and just shake your rod and get bites. And if you're around a lot of vegetation and submerged grass, pulling that bait through and shaking it and twitching it will get you plenty of bites. And it's one of those, I think people tend to use a Senko before using a floating worm. And there's times for both. But an underrated bait is a floating worm. And last but not least, one that I think everyone uses, but they don't use it enough because a lot of people put on a jig. But I think a Texas and Carolina rigged beaver style bait is critical and very important to use to catch bass. Now, a beaver style bait or a craw mimics one of the bass's main sources of food. I like using this when I see rock piles or docks or wood and most structure that bass hold to, because this is a quick and easy way to get a meal for a bass. A crawfish or a beaver style bait gives off an action and triggers that lateral line that even if a bass isn't hungry, they're gonna go eat it. So what are some of your underrated baits for bass? Comment below and tell me what you think. Thanks to all the new members, all the new subscribers, all the people who are interactive on the channel. I really do appreciate it. 2024 was huge. Let's kick off 2025 and be even bigger. So if you're not a subscriber, please do me a favor, click that button, and welcome to the team and family. Remember, take a kid fishing, tight lines, cheers, and get your fish on.